It's a poison. That doesn't help the stress level. No, don't do it. Get a grip. This stupid video I just showed you. I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show. It's donkey. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. I thought this was going to be all serious. I sincerely thought this was going to be all serious about these quarterbacks and what's going on or whatever. But it turned into everybody just talking about the bachelorette party Angela's going to. What a way to get going in this season. She should have known better. Angela, this is on you. You really should have known better than to put that out in the chat. You should know what you're going to get here. So good luck to Angela at the bachelorette party, and go for it, Rudy. And whatever entertainment you have, nobody's telling. So have fun at that bachelorette party. Dr. John says, "Miss the presser. Fill me in." Okay. The coach wants to have trust in the players to do the right thing. And we want them to be consistent at it. There you go. I just filled you in on the presser. Some guys got married. We're going to talk about them getting married. And we're really going to hammer down the idea that consistency is ideal on a football team. And trust. You got to trust that the players are going to do the right things. There you go. I just did it. I just filled you in. I'm telling you what. Man, the chat was roasting that presser. Literally, the chat was roasting that presser. I couldn't believe it. I was genuinely surprised, man. That chat was roasting, like the line of questioning, and some of it was, I've just never seen it like that before. People were worked up, roasting in that chat. I'm surprised they let it go on that long. Oh, man. So, yeah, okay. And Buckner is with the quarterbacks. That happened too. And then a couple injury updates. I got to tell you, I'm a little pleasantly surprised that some guys are out there, like Gerby running around the way he was. And even Patello wasn't like, he was off to the side, but at least guys are moving around. But again, we'll get into this presser. It's just, I'm still amazed. So many people love it and are just, it just surprises me. Like, other than the fact that it signifies football's back, I don't know how much you expected to get. How are you in the first day of camp and nobody's asking what freshmen look good out there, and make the head coach talk about some freshmen to put them on the radar of like nothing about what do you like about the freshmen, and make him name names. Like, that's where it's something that's something that should have been done, because it forces Freeman to start naming some guys that maybe could pop, or like that are on the rate. Like, it would have been nice to ask that and then see what he said, at least. See what he said. He could just say, oh, all the guys look good and they're getting up to speed or whatever. He could do that. But you throw out there, how do these freshmen look moving around? Maybe he'll give you a couple names that are on the staff's radar of, like, I don't know. I just thought that would have been very helpful. Rather than, dude, a guy got married, and what do you think of that is not, I don't know, man. It's frustrating, but it's like, I didn't know if it's just me, but man, you guys were roasting in that chat. It was interesting, but I got some stuff on that we'll get to. So let's get into this. Remember when I said the other day, yeah, Dr. John, don't forget this. It's probably going to be hot in Miami. We got it. That was a big thing too. It's probably going to be hot in Miami in late August. If update, you need the coach at the podium to let you know. It's probably going to be hot in Miami. We got to cover that. Who got married? That's a big deal, obviously. And the big thing, you got to be able to trust players to play with consistency. That is, I never knew that till yesterday. Now I learned it. The coaches like consistency. So they can trust that they're not going to run a guy out there and then look foolish. Unbelievable. But it's just all the months you have to sit there and think about what you're going to ask. People were not happy. Yeah, execution. Brian Kelly, execution. Yeah, I think we should have executed the team. What? The presser is the least favorite part of his job. Other than like, God bless him, Mike Leach. I feel like that applies for almost everybody. That they don't want to do these things. You're out there and people are baiting you into saying things that can be taken and used against you. Who needs that kind of stress? Like, I guarantee none of these guys like talking to the media other than literally, like, I think Leach enjoyed it. Because they would be like, how's the team looking? He'd be like, I'm looking for Bigfoot. Like, he would, like, let's talk about pirates. Like, it wouldn't even be anything relevant. He would just do whatever. So I don't know. But I would have, the freshman question should have been asked. That is like a day one staple. And even if the coach has no idea what freshmen are going to compete into two deep or whatever, you at least put it out there to make the coach name names or vaguely just go, oh, yeah, we like them running around. We got to get them integrated and we'll get going. That's got to be asked. Day one, that's got to be a part of what you ask. 312-900-8815. I want to know what you guys think of day one. What do you make of these quarterbacks? It's patience versus panic? And I want to know what you guys think about what you saw. And for day one or whatever, what were you happy with? What were you not happy with? Like, what did you think? So that's what I'm interested to know. If you want to get yourself a New Age Irish shirt, new merch for this year, the link is in the description. It's got a little, what is it? Always Irish patch on the side. And here's the theory with it. This is a new Notre Dame football program. And I don't know. I mean, things could go rough against Miami or A&M, whatever. Sure. But this is a new Notre Dame program. This program can hang now. All right? And so I was just thinking, what can I do this year that shows anything different or like a new way to think about all that? And I came up with New Age Irish. This is a new age program and one that proved for the first time in the last 30 years they can hang in a big game and a big moment against the best teams. Okay? Chicago's very own's coming up first on the call-in line here. Do you have an old age Irish shirt? I do not, but any of them you're wearing would apply. I don't know. Like, I'll come up with that one next. But I'm just thinking, what can apply to this new dynamic? So I came up with the New Age Irish, man. It's a new mentality. This is not the Notre Dame of the past 30 years where you get in a big moment and you can't compete. All right? Things have changed. This is the New Age Irish under Marcus Freeman. Things are going to be different this time, damn it. All right? Things are going to be different. And this program is at a different level. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Yeah, New Age. I thought Brian Kelly left Freeman a top 5 roster. That's only if you listen to the LSU media. They're the only ones that say that. The LSU media is sure of that he left a perfect roster. Never mind, you didn't have a quarterback. Like we were starting over that. Like whatever, man. It's rough. It's just a rough dynamic. So remember the other day when I said enjoy the last day. So for the shirt, the link in the description for the merchandise store, go get you one, man. New Age Irish, baby. The New Age ND flying on eagle's wings. Yeah, that's what Freeman needs to do. Find an injured eagle to recoup and you'll win the title for sure. Remember the other day when I said enjoy the last day you're going to have with no actual Notre Dame anxiety and stress, because up until then, it was perceptual Notre Dame stress of like you anticipating what it might be or whatever. And I said to you when we ended the show, enjoy your last day without this Notre Dame stress. Sure enough, day one of camp, and everyone's all over the board. All over the board of how they're reacted to day one. Are you overreacting about the quarterbacks throwing interceptions? Do you expect that day one? Should they be better than that day one? Does it make you nervous? Both of them had interception issues. Like all of that. I'm seeing takes all over the board. And I think Minchie running out there with the ones first really messed up a lot of people's brain. That may mean something. It may mean nothing. I'm telling you. I think that part alone, that it got reported that Minchie was out with the ones versus messing with people's heads that thought they knew exactly how this was going to go, and that wasn't it. And now they're all like, what is going on? What is going on? So I just want to know. I've seen it all. Like the panic. We don't have any quarterbacks. These guys are going to throw 10 picks each. I've seen a lot of that. And then I've seen some measured takes of like, just relax. It's day one. It'll be fine. So I want to know what you guys think. I want to know your takeaways from day one, whatever they are, good, bad, in the middle. I want to know. So let me know. Dial it up. 312-900-8815. The first, the longest running, the largest, and the weirdest call-in show on the internet. So I'm fairly certain of that. This is a wacky group. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. Notifications on, miss nothing. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, Always Irish. Emails, always irishhandy@gmail.com. I'm getting behind on my emails again. We get close to the season. People email John. I got to get caught up. Audio only, anywhere you want it, you could get it. If you don't want to see my face, do the audio only. Notre Dame on SI, read all about it. We're normal, John. No, we are not. Quit lying to yourself. You know we're not normal here, and I wouldn't want to be normal here. Normal is boring, and I don't want to be boring, okay? I don't want it to be normal here, okay? Patreon.com/Always Irish. He the former captain. He the leading tackler. Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it all down. Jared Clark, ND Recruiting 01. How about this, man? We're welcoming Jack Sullivan, our recruiting expert, over to Patreon. How about promo code ND25? Promo code ND25. Get yourself 50% off the first month. Go see what we got going on over there. And that's in honor of the Notre Dame season in 2025. So, patreon.com/Always Irish, promo code ND25. Dial it up, baby. All right. Notre Dame's back. Notre Dame anxiety's back a little bit. It's just good to be able to get some data, right? It's still good. It's just good to get some data. It's good to be able to it's still 13 minutes in and he's still reading advertisements. Yes, I've done nothing but advertisements the whole first 13 minutes. Yeah, all of that was buy this, buy that, buy this. I'm trying to run a business here, crying. You ever think about that? Trying to run a business here. And I'll have some more promotions for you as the show keeps going. You know why? Trying to make some dollars here to live off of, son. And we got a couple advertisers this year, and the season started. So you're going to see another one in a couple minutes. So deal with it. Deal with it. It's a business. It's a business. So it's just good to get actual football data. Callers, I'm coming to you. We're going to get to it. People are all over the board from where? Well, his name is Crying Belly. So I guess it makes sense. He's crying all the time. everything from where Carr was standing warming up to him throwing 2 picks to Tay in 5 passes, which is good for Tay and what it says about that, but not what you want to see from the quarterback. Pick your adventure. Really, really good by Tay to get those picks. Not good to throw them, so you can pick your adventure on that one. Do you love it or do you hate it? How it's glass half full, glass half empty. Yeah, 3 picks total. Everything from Carr being on the other side of the 50 for warm-ups or whatever to Minchie being the first one out there. There's so much here that could mean nothing or could mean something. It could mean this. All this stuff could mean something. It could mean nothing. All right? And I don't know. Like, watch at the end of all this, Tyler Buckner ends up leading Notre Dame in the playoff or something like, I don't know. It's just hilarious. So my question to you is, what is the reality? What is the reality here? Patience first, panic with those quarterbacks. It's day one, knock off some rust, shake off a little nerves. Like, I understand that. They're competing. It's your first day out there. Shake off a little nerves, knock off the rust. It's all going to be fine. Or is it both these guys had pick problems day one, and that's a major red flag. It's the number one thing you can't afford for this team. Like, I've had people message me on both of those saying, totally relax. It's day one. They're going to sharpen up. Like, we got to ease into it, whatever. And I've had other people that are like, nope, I expected them to be starting at a level where they're not making that many big crucial mistakes. Are we overanalyzing up the first practice? And I understand everybody's been looking forward to this and you have high hopes and you don't want to hear interception. I get that. I totally get that. It's just, I don't know, man. Is it nothing or is it something? And I talked to Andrew Gilmore off the air. And he said something that stuck with me. He said, John, is this going to end up being as simple as whoever protects the ball and makes the best decisions wins this job? Like, could it just that's what it comes down to? If these guys are pretty equal with their skill level, does it just come down to whoever proves they're going to make the best decisions and protect the football is going to get the first chance here? Like, maybe it isn't this complicated equation. Maybe it's just whoever's going to take care of the ball is going to win this job and be trusted. Like, I don't know. So here's kind of what I think. I think multiple things could be true at once. So it's not how you kind of wanted the report from day one to go with the quarterbacks. Like, all those interceptions, nobody wanted that. And that makes you feel bad inside. All right? That makes you feel bad inside. But also, I am totally certain both these guys are going to have much cleaner, much better, sharper days ahead of them. Johnny Nuance, Nicky Dean, Johnny Nuance. Like, I'm telling you, that makes perfect sense to me. Totally fair to be like, we geared up for all this, and then right when we see these guys, it's interception. But I understand not liking that. But I also think both those guys they're gonna have sharper, better days very, very soon. Very, very soon, they're going to have sharper days, okay? So I think that is a fair perspective. You could be like, really, day one? Oh, I don't want to hear that. That sucks. And also acknowledge, I think they're both going to get cleaner and sharper very, very quickly. I think you do got to give, especially in this dynamic with those younger guys, you got to give them more than a day. Knock off the rust. I'm sure there was some nerves there just to get going. And you've been thinking about this all summer. Now's your chance. Give them a little break. I get that. And they're both going to have better, sharper days. And they better real quick. Tighten it up. Okay? Tighten it up. Now, the flip side of this is really good reports about Notre Dame's secondary. Really good reports about depth and how the guys look and how many of them there are that can contribute. really good stuff as far as that goes. And so I that's interesting to me. Very, very interesting to me. So I'd like to know what you guys think about all of that. And I don't know. I'm not worried about the QBs. They'll be fine. Yeah. And then do you make anything that Minchie was out there first with the first team or not? I don't know whether that's something or if it's nothing. So I don't know. Kenny is a junior, not a young quarterback. Man, when you say young, there's two different ways to do young. Like young could be he's a junior, he's not young. Or if you're going by like snaps in games, both these guys are young. Like, so when you say young, it's like you got to acknowledge Kenny been around the program longer. But as far as in that role, young in that quarterback maybe starting role. So I don't know. I don't know, man. It's yeah. So look at it for the secondary, man. You got some good surprises there, and even some guys that I mean, I don't know if Tay Johnson was going to be the main guy everybody was talking about after one practice or whatever, but good for him. Good for him. Yeah, the secondary is long and strong, man. And they're long and strong and down to get the friction on with these offensive guys. I'm telling you. That group is like, you got to have Michael Jordan wingspan to even be recruited in this group now. It's awesome. 30 days, John. Calm down. I'm being pretty calm. How much more calm do you want me to be? I just said two things could be true at once. Not liking the interceptions and understanding it's going to get better. These guys are going to sharpen up. That's as calm as I get. That's as calm as I get. I'm not coming in here saying, oh my God, these quarterbacks are awful. You can't trust them. Neither one of them can start. I just said it's perfectly fair to not like the interceptions, but understand they're going to have better days real soon. They're going to have better days real soon. Chicago's very own Tom Frawley joining us. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. What's up, Tom?
Hey, John, great way to kick off the show today, talking about the, accentuating the positive, eliminating the negative talk. It's, I really enjoyed the way that you looked at the 30,000 foot macro view of what's going on here, and to piggyback off of that. Yeah. There's some nuances that we don't see and I'm reading about. And it begins with the coaches. There are more assistant coaches on this team. And when you break down the positions, right? So look at the quarterback room. We'll start at the quarterback room because that's the biggest focus.
Yeah.
And you've got Kenny's been around the program, obviously, not a lot of playing time. Tyler Buckner back in the quarterback room, he could be a very good asset to the younger kids. And explain, this is what it's like. This is game speed. What I'm trying to get at is there's a lot more. They're very cohesive. We know that from the things that Marcus Freeman has said. And, again, back to saying, well, obviously it is that simple. What Andrew and you were talking about. Whoever's going to protect the ball, make the least amount of mistakes. But at some point, there's going to be a separation that who's consistently doing it better. And then you have to look at the fact that, that is a talented defensive backfield. And, in my estimation, if the defense is not ahead of the offense, especially at the beginning of fall camp, you got problems. So
yeah,
I'm okay with that. I think you're right, John. I think it will work itself out. Only three intercepts. Oh my God, the sky's falling. Relax. I'm telling you, the coaching aspect of this now. So if you're in practice before you go 7-on-7, you're doing drills and you're in the quarterback room watching film. You got Mike Denbrock, Gino Gaduli, and Marcus Freeman will be in there, probably with the running backs coach. And they're going to talk to these kids, and they're going to coach them up and say, okay, here's the what-if scenarios. Here's the bad scenarios. You throw a bad ball. Here's what we need you to do. They're working at, not only are they, the reason why I know this to be true, that they are a little rusty and they threw some bad balls yesterday, is because of the fact that some of the receivers are probably, aren't running crisp routes. I heard Denbrock lost his mind yesterday when Kevin Bauman ran 2 bad routes. And I also heard that, we heard about the interceptions, but we didn't hear about the great throws that were being made, intermediate and check down routes. That's where he's going to, that's what's going to help build their confidence.
Yeah.
And look who he's throwing to. I mean, every one of those receivers has gotten much better. I just think, let's get through this, first get to the first 10 days, and then you start. I know we're all hanging on every word and the press conferences and everything like that. I just like the way they are set up as a team. It just seems to me that they are going to continue to grow and grow. And there's another aspect that we're not talking about either, is how talented this defense has the potential to be. So if we've got Boubacar Traore coming back with Onye, they're going to create a lot of havoc. And hopefully our linebackers are going to be spinning out of control, getting to the ball carrier in a bad mood. They're going to be so quick. I just think this is going to be a very interesting team in that their cohesiveness. I think they're all pulling for each other. We got a lot to look forward to, John. You know what I mean?
I do. Listen, man, I see it right down the middle of the road. I understand as a fan base, nobody wants to get excited for the day one of practice and hear there's a bunch of interceptions. No one wants to hear that. But I'm very confident both these guys are going to get sharper very, very quickly. So I just think I think that's a middle of the road. They're both going to have better days, whatever. But I'm not going to lie, it's not what you want to hear right when you start camp.
No,
it's just not. It's not what you want to hear. But it's not like it's a day before Miami. So
I'd rather hear it now than then.
But Tom, you know how it is. Yeah. You know how it is, though. When I say that, then it's like, oh, John, you're making excuses to feel better about it. And where's the standard? And you're trying to manipulate it. It's like, I just think that the middle of the road here is the mature thing. And by a few more hours, the narrative might change depending on the little clip you see from today. I don't know. So it's just, Tom,
here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Look at it this way, though. But you know who else is going to be struggling right out of the gate? The quarterbacks up at Ohio State. Even Arch Manning down in Texas is going to struggle a little bit. I mean, you've got it. Yeah, it's one thing to be working out and doing the 7-on-7. You got to go live. Once they get live, they go full shell, or at least go to full pads. Let's see what's going on then. Let's see how quickly they can, and I think they're actually there's going to be an upswing once we get to full pads and we understand what's going on. And the great benefit to our young quarterbacks is going to be how good this defense is. I heard that Tate Johnson, I guess he was the player of the day on defense yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he just came out of nowhere to make that play. And of course, you just look at the depth back there. So as a quarterback, now they're even if they're going 3/4 speed on 7-and-7, they don't. That's what they used to do. And what I'm hearing is that these kids are so plugged into Marcus Freeman's practice. They practice with a purpose, and they're quick, and they're constantly going. So that is very exciting. It's boring to talk about because obviously we can't see it, but those are the nuances that I heard Goolsby, Tim Hyde, and several others talk about. What's actually happening? Are they preparing? His preparation, I think, is really the key here,
Yeah.
and I'll get there. It's going to be, it's going to be very interesting. The upside on this is so exciting. So hopefully,
Tom, I want to go back to something you said a few minutes ago. One of these guys will separate naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you're kind of, I think that's what Freeman and the staff are waiting for too, is like, if it ended spring neck and neck or without certainty, like you're kind of waiting for a guy to ascend naturally. Like it's obvious out there that one guy has just lapped the other guy. I think if you don't have that, I'm worried, Tom. If you get another week and a half into this, and it's both like we're neck and neck and we have no idea, I think that starts being a red flag, because I find it hard to believe both of those guys would be neck and neck at an elite level without ever starting. I find that hard to believe. So if they're both equal in a week or two, then I think I start going, I don't know, man. Like I'm sure the staff's waiting for that too, Tom, because then they don't really have to make a decision. It's made for them. And it's the right one because it's based on the field. You know what I mean?
Well, it's interesting you brought that up. So some of the notes and some of the things that I on the analysis of actually what happened is who was throwing the crisper and better ball. And so back shoulder throws right on the sidelines, the receivers were already in a position to catch. And as soon as they turned their shoulder, the ball was there. That happened on 4 different occasions. On a go route, on a fly route, and, so you're throwing anything from 12 to 15-yard outs down to 30, 40, and I guess that happened 4 times. And the ball was right there.
Yeah.
Now, if that continues to be consistency, I think that's separating, because they also said that the other quarterback he's got a really strong arm, but his accuracy is not as good as the younger guy. I hate to name names, but we know what we're talking about. So can Kenny Minchie clean up those high balls? And can CJ Carr start to just play the game instead of analyze everything? But evidently, when he locks in and he makes that decision, the ball gets there quickly and it gets there on a roll. So hey, it's great. And again, they have the safety valve of the running backs, and these guys just have you seen pictures of these guys? I'm not big on the Adonis look, they're big, strong boot. No, this is a different looking squad. I've never seen a Notre Dame team this physically imposing. I mean, you see the picture of Derby Lambert? Oh my God. You look at guys like him, and then the one of Jadarian Price, that kid's got muscles on top of muscles. Can you imagine if he actually cleans up some of his game and becomes an integral part of the short intermediate passing, just like Jeremiah? I mean, wow. I don't want to be a defensive coordinator and have to scheme on it when they're clicking on all cylinders. And, hopefully they get there, right before the Miami game and take it right in, John. But this is exciting times. It's a different looking team.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. It's just, I just think both things could be true, Tom. You don't want to hear about the interceptions, but they're both going to have much better days very soon. My thought now goes to, I want one of those guys to emerge. I want it to be obvious one of them's passing the other one and make it known this is who it's got to be. Like, that's what I'm looking for here. But it is, Tom, it's interesting. All of the Notre Dame media stuff, Tom, nobody knows how it's going to go. I don't think this is one of those where behind the scenes everybody knows from the staff who the starter is. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing those articles. I think it is really pretty neutral right now, which is an interesting start.
I mean, just go back. I remember all the worry and hype going into the '88 season with Tony Rice, and how Holtz had to really break him down and get his motion. And he was literally throwing darts at a dartboard. And this is how you get rid of the ball. This is Holtz actually broke him down because he knew what he had. He had a phenomenal tight end in Derek Brown. He had the Rocket, and then all these other talent on the team. He knew you had a running game, but you had to have it complement. So he broke that kid down and then just changed his fundamentals. And the next thing you know, he starts, he didn't set the world on fire because it was a different offense, obviously. But you imagine what they're doing with kids that have the arm talent. You got to break them down and just say, listen, over analysis is going to be paralysis. You guys got to know. Here's your check downs. I think he's going to keep it simple. And I mean, Denbrock, he's going to keep it simple. Apparently, that's what happened in practice. Most of the completions came on the bubble screens, the check downs, little 12-yard dig routes, things like that. It's going to happen, John. I can't wait until it does because of what else is there. And early trouble, stalled drives in crucial positions. I like our chances because of the running game and the defense.
Yeah,
the defense is gonna.
Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, man, a little bit of patience. This thing will come together. It'll come together. It's just you knew this was how it was going to go, man. Day one, everybody's excited to see what we got. And then you hear some bad things. And then the people that don't like Notre Dame are piling on. Notre Dame's going to be horrible. Like, it's not a coincidence. Tom, it's not a coincidence that the LSU and the Ohio State people that are in my chat are like, you guys are screwed. Neither quarterback's good. Like, I understand. If I was, I would do it too. I would do it too.
Well, you know what? The less time that I think about Ohio State is so, and their fans, the better off I am. I don't care. I'm just gonna hope and pray to God and that Notre Dame stays healthy and we get a shot at them again. I want them again in the playoffs, and I want a fully loaded Notre Dame team against a fully loaded Ohio State team. That'd be joyful, but. In order to get there, we got to take care of business beforehand. But John, I can't listen to these Penn State and Ohio State fans, any LSU fans. Just let them talk.
Yeah.
The reason why they're so engaged and why they're spending so much time here, other than the troll, is they know deep down in their hearts that Notre Dame's back. They can see it. They're not stupid fans.
Yeah,
I mean, my goodness.
I don't know, man. This is kind of it's how I'd expect it to go today. So I think middle of the road is a fine perspective, and I do think this. If you get another week or 10 days into this and all the reports are the same, then I think things change with the narrative.
You gotta worry.
Yeah, then you change. The narrative changes if this draws along. But even I, as worked up as I get, I'm like, yeah, it sucks a little bit, but like, I'm sure it's going to get better. Tom, it's great.
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was real quick on the way up. So maybe if somebody knows what's going on with the freshman quarterback, Blake Hebert, I guess this kid is I went back and I saw some of his film from the last 2 years of high school. I mean, that kid's got a rocket arm. So you just think of what's there in the quarterback room, and if they are as cohesive and as talented as they are, and they seem to be all pulling for each other, this could be a wonderful maturation watching these guys grow up. And look out, college football world. We definitely have. Oh, and then the 21 and 20 personnel. So run. It looks like they are going to start have more of that feature because of the fact that you can run pistol, you can run shotgun on that 20. So, the 20 personnel, 2 backs, no tight end, 3 receivers, right? Or they go to 21 personnel, it's 2 backs, 1 tight end, and the formations that they can run off of that. You keep it simple and still be really effective, which is going to help the quarterback. But to be able to have 2 running backs in the backfield, that means you've got to have a great offensive line and 2 really good backs. And you know what? Nobody wants to play against a team like that.
Yeah.
So let's rock and roll, baby.
Let's see what the reports are the next couple days here as everybody eases in and gets settled in. Tom, great to hear from you, buddy.
All right, John. God bless. Hey, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Go Irish.
Have a good one. Oh, man. Listen, it's just, I totally understand. Callers, I'm coming to you if you're on hold. We'll get my main man Martinez, and then Mark, you'll have a little more time. We'll get him back to the work site. Boston, everybody, Boston, the crew around, and then Mark, you can have some runway. Mark said he's nervous about everything. He has anxiety about everything. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's really this is what I would expect, you guys. If you're here and you don't like Notre Dame, you're going to focus on the bad to get everybody worked up and mad and defensive. That's how this works. Like, it's not going to offend me. That's just how this is going to go, man. That's just how this is going to go. I did like hearing nobody got hurt yesterday. That was good. I did like hearing that nobody got hurt. That was good news to start. I'll tell you that. I don't know, you guys. It's just, everything in Notre Dame land gets magnified, whether it's good, bad, or in the middle. Everything that happens with Notre Dame gets magnified. And this start is the first part of it. And it wasn't all bad. It's just interceptions nobody wants. It's the defense is going to be good. The secondary going to be good, though. It is. They're long and strong, like to get the friction on with them receivers down there, man. It's true. It's totally true. And then here's the other thing. Let's see. What do you want to bet today? Carr's going to be running with like the first one out there, right? Like, just to balance it out. I'm telling you, it messed with people's heads that Minchie was out there number 1. Because for 90% of the fan base all summer, I think they had it in their mind, Carr. And then when Minchie ran it, it made everybody go, wait a second, maybe not. Or maybe Freeman thought that and he did that on purpose to mess with everybody and keep everybody alert and to let people know it ain't over yet. I don't know. And it's okay to say you don't know. Roger Dodger, TB12 is the answer. Wouldn't that be the ultimate comeback story from Notre Dame to Alabama? Doesn't work out, back to Notre Dame, not even really on the football team right away. And then he's out there running the offense for Notre Dame. It's funny, man. I don't know. I didn't see anything yesterday that makes me go, wow, national championship run. Why would you expect to see anything day one that makes you think that? Like, that's my answer. That's my response to that. I didn't see anything yesterday that makes me go, wow, national title run. I don't think you would see anything that makes you think that day one. I don't know what your expectations were, but if you thought day one you were going to be like, that's all I need to see, a half hour of the media viewing these guys, and now we're a title run now. Like, why would you think that? They're not even really like hitting yet. Why would you expect that? That's on you if you expected that. You need to change what you're looking at. Change what you're looking at. Kent, man, you're trying real hard. You're trying real hard to make everybody upset. Just think, Carr threw 3 interceptions against backups. Imagine what's going to happen against a starting defense. My main man, Martinez, and then Mark with glasses. What's up?
Oh, shoot. John, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I was listening. Hey, I was just listening, but here, since I'm on real quick, man. Hey, dude, I think I was going to tell you what you were saying about Buckner. Hey, man, hey, don't ever count that out, man. I'm not a Buckner fan by any means, and if he was good enough, they would have played him already. So I know people are going to say that, but hey, man, don't let it surprise you if he makes a surprise appearance, man, in that Miami game. Remember, the last game he played down there in SEC for Notre Dame, he won it. He threw a few interceptions, but he won it.
Yeah, it's man, I just think we got to be balanced with this and give these guys time to settle in. Am I making excuses? Like, am I being too soft here because I want to feel good about Notre Dame, man? Am I being too weak on this?
No, John, man. Everybody who, let me tell you from a coach's perspective. I mean, I'm not a genius, man. I'm not. Tom's a great call. Adam Gilmore's a great call with the facts. Tom, you could tell the coach and really studies the film. Andrew Gilmore really gets into the numbers. Like me, man, I'm more like, hey, you can't coach aggression, you can't coach passion, you can't coach excitement, right? That's type of that's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? And you're not, man, because if you get too opinionated, too technical, man, then what? Then our numbers really don't add up, right? And if we're too opinionated, or if we're too, in a sense, not opinionated, but if you're a dreamer, then Angela Rudiger's uncle would have never named at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Truth be told, no, right, Johnny. Truth be told, sometimes you have to have that childlike spirit, man, to be like, no, dude, we're gonna make it. Look, let me tell you something. Angela's uncle was told in that movie, right? You have no business playing with the greatest program in all the land, right? If I put nothing, 100 in it, right? I met him. Great guy. Told the story. Heard his story, man. Amazing dude. Hey, man, we had no business, playing that. Hey, Abdul Carter, like I say over and over, Abdul Carter gave us everything we wanted, man. He gave us the business, man. He gave us, Darth Vader has shown up. The Force is here. He came to get in our ass. But something, man, you watched that, the most amazing 2-yard touchdown in college football history, man. And boom, here comes Mr. Abdul Carter, Darth Vader himself, to hit the ball, Johnny, and he just keeps on pushing. Look, the reason why I say this, man, is just sometimes we have to just not panic, that the coaches do their thing. Marcus said some great things. He said, man, there was 12, 15 guys when Jacksaw got injured. That shows that there's a camaraderie, a unity within this team. You know what I mean? Rudolph, when we lost Harry, who produced Quinn Nelson and all those guys, thank you, brother, who produced those amazing linemen, left. Rudolph came in and has done an amazing job, man. So we just really, Johnny, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's not you per se. It's good conversation to be had. It's good coffee, water cooler, beer drinking conversation we had, Johnny. But I'm not saying Miami's going to be a walk in the park, but I am saying, man, that I think because of the last 33 years because of Swamp Ass, Crying Kelly, we have these feelings, but we're in good shape, Johnny. We're in amazing shape. Marcus said it's either about 22 deep. His depth chart has never looked better. If you watch the running back coach's interview with the other podcast, man, they sound confident. And if they do have a bump in the road, they're gonna fix it, Johnny.
Yeah,
they are.
It's that's a very balanced approach, man. Very balanced approach. I think it's gonna get better quickly. I really do. So I don't know, man. Hey, sorry to interrupt you during work.
No, Johnny, you're good. Hey, real quick, I'm working between a quarry, a dump, in the middle of the fucking Johnny, in the middle of the freaking southern desert. How about that? With wind gush and 98 degrees. Hey, brother,
it's just,
things could be worse. God is good. God is good. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just laughing. It's just a man in the desert with his Notre Dame thoughts.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the man with his Notre Dame thoughts. Hey, Johnny, when you're locked up, man, you get your time. And you're like, man, dude, I got this many years left. And then you go, then your years break down. Then I got this many months left. Shit, I'm only down to weeks left. Hey, Johnny, we're down to days. We're short timing, baby, to the greatest. the kickoff to the greatest program in all the land, man. Takes on the convicts down south. Hey, God bless that this convict is on the right side with the Catholics.
There
Johnny,
you go.
onward Notre Dame, bro. Have a good Friday. Blessed weekend, everybody.
Have a good one. My main man, Martinez, he's really working the Catholics versus convicts angle there. What if he is a Catholic convict? We're going to have to redo the shirt, Catholics versus convicts. And that the problem is he's both. I'm glad he's walking the straight line. I'm glad he's walking the straight line of being appropriate now. He's a good, upstanding citizen. He may be a convict, but he's my convict, damn it. Andrew Gilmore is not here. He's traveling for work. I believe he's in Las Vegas. Talked to him yesterday. So, yeah, I don't think Andrew Gilmore's here. Listen, callers, we're coming right back to you. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. And Mark, I want to give you runway to air out your stresses and anxieties. Let's recalibrate. Now that we're almost an hour in, let's recalibrate. It is perfectly fine to feel icky about the reports from the quarterbacks day one. Totally fair on a basic football level. Practice 1 or practice 51. You don't want to hear a bunch of interceptions right away from all your guys. I'm also very confident things will sharpen up quickly. That's my prediction. I think things will sharpen up quickly. And then take it the next step. I really want it to be obvious who needs to get this job. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't want to get in another couple weeks and it's like we still don't know and everybody's neck to neck and one day this guy's the one and the other guy's the one and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. That's a red flag. If you're getting that in a week or 10 days, that's too much to not have anybody ascending in that role. I need one of these guys to emerge to the point where, like Marcus said in spring, I don't want to have to name a quarterback. I want them to go earn it. And it's just obvious. We need to get, that's where I want this to get in a week or so. So I don't know, but like people are, don't let people that don't like Notre Dame poison your head with all the negativity. And I saw it on Twitter. My DMs were full of people from rival fan bases and other people who do what I do on YouTube for other fan bases trolling me saying, you guys are screwed, bad start, whatever. Do not let anyone who set default is Notre Dame negativity get into your head. They want it to be bad. They're going to jump on everything. You don't think I'd feel good inside if the report from LSU's first campus is 5 turnovers or whatever by the quarterback? I would know that probably doesn't translate to the game, but I'd like knowing it was a rough start because I have that bitterness in my heart. I have that bitterness in my heart, damn it. You know what I mean? So, like, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. Let's take a minute and look at a read from our first advertiser of the 25 season. We'll take a 30-second, 1-minute break here, and we'll be back with the next half of the show. I'd like to introduce you to City Cheers, the super app changing the way you go out. City Cheers is giving every bar, restaurant, club, and golf course in America a free app. That's right, completely free. For venues, it's your own branded platform to promote events, specials, and live music straight to your guests' phones. For guests, you get perks, loyalty rewards, and Express Check, a game changer that lets you view, tip, and pay your tab right from your phone. No waiting, no lines, no wallet, no problem. Most places even give you money off your first visit using the app. Whether you're behind the bar or sitting at the bar, City Cheers makes the experience better. Patrons, download the app and see for yourself. For venue management, call friend of the show and loyal Notre Dame son, Tom Frawley, to get started. 773-332-7742. And be sure to tell him Always Irish sent you. Chicago's very own. Dial him up. You know he's going to treat you right. You know he's going to treat you right. That is our man, Tom Frawley. If you're going to trust anybody with your business, it's going to be Tom. So if you own any of these businesses or your management, reach out to Tom and he will treat you right. I only want to do promos with people I know and I trust. And Tom is one of those people. So if you're one of these management people or own any of these venues, you need to call Tom. Okay. He will take care of you. Take care of you. Okay. You guys, I don't know what's going on today. Some of you are getting out there with some of these takes today. It's everybody's just losing it, I think. When does John get his OnlyFans Irish site going? Yeah, that's next up. We'll be sure to promote that one. Mark with glasses. I got a 603. It's been a long time since we talked 603. Stay on hold. What's going on?
Oh, not much. Shout out Tom Frawley. I know he knows his stuff. He's been talking about that for quite a while. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
We've got football this month, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. Like, the closer it gets, it's like when you got to poop, and the closer you get to the toilet, the harder it is to hold it. And I think that's kind of how we all are. Like, we're getting super excited. The more closer it gets, the more excited we get. And, you know, it only took one freaking day of practice for this fan base to even get more divided about this quarterback, basically controversy at this point is what I would call it. And what I would do, I want to ask the Why Not Kenny crowd if Kenny Minchie threw 3 interceptions in a practice, what would their narratives be? Because, like, I looked at Twitter, I see all these people saying this, saying that, and I think by all accounts, neither quarterback looked very good for what it's worth. I know it's just one day, but I think there's this, the Why Not Kenny crowd saying that there's a narrative for Carr, and I think the same is like vice versa. I think it just all kind of remains to be seen, and I don't understand why we're breaking up into these camps and not just kind of waiting and see. It seems to be like this big thing, like everyone wants to get out in front of it, which is fine, but I don't think it's necessarily a good thing when you're picking apart the other guy.
Yeah, man. Mark, I knew this was going to be like a dynamic today. Commander Luke, John, you better start taking the QB situation seriously. I don't know how much more seriously I could give you my position. Definitely not ideal, the early reports, but also understanding it's day one and things are likely to get a lot better and a lot sharper. Now, if we're 7 or 10 more days down the road and the reports are the same, then you have a problem. That's how I really feel about it. If you get into this a little bit and it isn't tightening up with those quarterbacks, then you have a problem. But it is day one and everybody expects perfection. It's just not reality. I didn't like hearing the interception thing either, but it's still only day one and you got to give it a little time here before you freak out. I think that is taking it seriously.
My pushback is, I get it. It's day one. Everyone's going to keep saying day one, but when you have a guy that has no experience, you want to rewind it a year ago. We had Riley Leonard, who missed spring, came back. I don't remember if he was full go for all fall. But you remember what those first 2 games looked like with Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
And I don't think they knew what the offense was going to be. We didn't know what it was going to be, but the first 2 games were sloppy. The offense was a mess. And, the first game, they kind of benefited from the defense. But, the first game, they had I think a dozen penalties. They're both first 2 games, they threw it over 30 times. We didn't even have 300 yards of offense against Northern Illinois. And, there's no timing. And now we're talking about, these guys had a fraction of the reps in the spring, and now we're carrying this. Now we're 30 days away, and we still don't know. And there's no sense of urgency. And I I completely get, like, if they don't know, they're trying to figure it out. But I'm just surprised by the kind of level of confidence in a lot of people, just thinking that both these guys are good enough that it's not that concerning. And I'm really worried. I mean, I'm hoping for the best, obviously, but we haven't seen these two guys.
Yeah.
And we have, like, playoff aspirations. We have people thinking, championship, and we're literally 30 days from a game. We don't even know who our quarterback is. And everyone's just assuming it's not that big a deal.
It is a big deal, but like, this is the situation we knew we were going to be in. So it's definitely a big deal. And it is uncomfortable to not know who the most important player in all of individual sports is going to be on your team, the quarterback. It's just, I don't have it in me to totally flip out over day one. I didn't like hearing it, but it's like, it's just got to get better. If you're like this in a week or two, you have major problems. I'm just saying I don't know. What
I'd be worried about it regardless of what they were saying yesterday. I mean, I'd be worried about it without the reports of them not looking very good. But just, I mean, now you add that in the mix, and we're talking about mistakes lining up and stuff. And
okay, so let me ask you this, Mark. Let me ask you this. What about the theory that the defense always starts out ahead of the offense in camp, and like we have a really, really good secondary and whatever? Like, are you a believer in that side of it, or do you think that is Notre Dame people trying to relieve their own anxiety about the quarterbacks by saying that's only happening because the defense is elite? Like, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that. I see everybody saying that. But again, you go back to the idea that neither of these guys have ever played, and it just makes it that more concerning, I guess. And I know, like, I think about the specific to the first game, like the play calling and the helmet communication that cuts off 15 seconds before the play clock. And, like how are they going to manage that? How are they going to make it easy for whoever it is early in the game and all that? And then obviously they've got however many practices between now and the 30th, but it's not like they're practicing 30 consecutive days before the game. So I don't even know what number they have to get prepared, but it's just a matter of I guess, what's on the line and just worry about it as it gets near. And I'm not saying that, it's not going to work out fine. It's just, I think the longer this drags on with the uncertainty, I think the worse it's going to be, whoever is that starter.
Yeah. Is there anything else that stood out to you from camp? Or are you just from day one, is your entire existence consumed with that quarterback question in your head?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm worried about everything, like I said, but like Tom was saying earlier, just seeing the guys just like look impressive. Like Malachi Fields in particular looks legit. I mean, that frame, I'm really high on him and what he's going to be able to do, because he looked great. Other than that, like the drills and stuff, I don't think you can get anything out of it, at least that I can make sense out of. But
yeah, it's so I don't know, Mark, what do you think? If you get a report in a couple days that these guys were making really good throws, putting it in tight windows, and is the whole thing going to flip? It's just weird that it's just a weird start kind of. And the reactions are all across the board. And man, I get people in this chat all over the board. Relax, it's going to be fine. We are totally screwed. We have no quarterback. Like, we're all over the board here, man.
Well, I don't know how concerning it is with the worry about like quarterbacks working with the ones, and you always hear about like the timing, between quarterback receivers. Like, I don't know if that would be, kind of hurt by this with the splitting up the reps. I don't know. Maybe it's not that big a deal to me. It seems like it probably is.
Yeah, it's
I guess we'll have to wait and see, but
yeah,
I think if this thing goes sideways, you're gonna have people wondering if they should have, I hate to say it, but if it doesn't look great, they could have gone to the portal for the third year in a row, and I think 4 out of the last 5 years. So, and that's worst case scenario. I don't even want to think that, but
yeah. Let's I don't know, man. Let's give it a little time. And have a little patience. And I know that's hard, and I don't have a lot of it either, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get some different reports out soon to make everybody feel a little better, Mark.
I got something on the way out.
Yeah.
I got a movie review for Happy Gilmore 2. Have you seen that yet?
I have not.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give that a D-.
Man, I just want nostalgia. It doesn't have to be a good movie. Just give me the nostalgia piece.
You get that in the first half of it. The second half of it, I don't know what happened. It's like different people came in and made the second half of that movie.
Interesting.
But the first half is nostalgia, but
interesting. I'll check it. I'll check it out. Mark, don't worry too much, man. We'll be good.
All right, I feel better already talking it out. I'm back to being optimistic.
There we
Thanks
go.
for taking my call.
Yep, have a good one. Man, it's just, I get the anxiety. It's just, I don't know what everybody expected day one. I just don't know what everybody expected day one. 3 picks in Miami equals a loss. Yeah, absolutely. No kidding. Duh. Here's the other thing. Whoever they pick as this starter, God forbid the guy throws an interception in the first game. If it's like this from the interceptions in the first practice, what is it going to be like in the first game if a guy makes a mistake? Bench him. Transfer. You're never seeing the field again. Man. I'm telling you, hopefully we get some better reports here quickly. I don't know what else to tell you. 603 and then Pat. What's going on, 603? It's been about a year.
Yes. 2 things can be true at the same time. We have inexperienced but highly talented quarterbacks, and we have an elite defense, specifically a secondary.
Yeah.
So I think both things are at work. The fan base, there is no such thing as a patient fan base. So you could probably say that about every fan base, irrational, impatient. We just have the best upside because we're coming off of a just close title run, and I think there's a hunger in the team. I know there's a hunger in Marcus to get back there, so I think the team's going to play with an edge more than they normally do because they just got so close and they could almost taste it.
Yeah. So. I'm with you. I mean, I just think these guys are going to have better days. I just think it's a tough dynamic when everybody's looking forward to the first day of camp and then the reports aren't stellar. I think it's natural to be a little down about that because everybody's been looking to this day like it was Christmas as a little kid for all these months. The first report you hear, you don't want it to be kind of have negative stuff in it. It's got to level out. Don't you agree these guys are going to settle in pretty quickly?
Absolutely. There's all kinds of new parts, new team, new players, so everybody's got to gel. It's a chemistry thing too. So this team is not last year's team. They're different players, and this team's got to come together. And there's always going to be hiccups. I'm not worried at all, honestly, because the leadership is in place. The coaching staff is absolutely on point. It's just the players got to get used to each other, and it takes time for a team to gel. It is a team game, and everybody's got to be on the same sheet, and that takes time.
Yeah. Do you have a preference of who you would like to see win the quarterback competition, or are you totally neutral? I want the most consistent guy to win the job, and I don't care who it is. Like, I trust the staff, whoever that is. Or do you have like a guy you're rooting for? Or are you just, I'm going to back off, and whoever earns it, and we get behind him?
Yeah, I agree. Whoever earns it, earns it. I don't pre-designate who I want to win, because sometimes, the situation, something's going to happen in a game where we're going to need both of them, and they both need to be ready. And one might emerge in the season. We're only one turned ankle and one injury away from going to you're it now, and you got to step up. Even though you didn't think you're the guy, now you are. So whoever doesn't get the nod has got to be engaged, because we're only one injury. We're only one blindside hit, one missed block assignment away from a new quarterback coming in. We know what happened with the injury bug last year to our D-line, our O-line. God forbid it doesn't happen to a quarterback, but, I think either one of them has the ability to lead the team and take us where we need to go. They just will do it in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, this was very predictable though, man. You knew if there was anything negative to grab onto, it would be everything with this program gets so magnified, and the other thing I struggle with, man, is I think there's a lot of realities in the middle of a lot of situations, but nobody wants that. It's got to be black or white, right or left, like whatever. There's a lot of middle ground here. Fine to be a little frustrated, but understand it'll probably get a lot better quickly. That's my reality after day one with the quarterbacks. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody needs to chill and allow that. We don't have any data points to really make any decisions or assessments of the team, because we just can't see the team enough to make anything. We get these snippets of information, and it's not a complete picture.
Yeah.
There could be any number of variables affecting this. You got a defense that's arguably elite. They probably know the plays. They're jumping routes. You have that's not going to be the case in Miami. Miami doesn't know all our plays. They don't have an elite secondary, that's thirsty. I mean, we were in kind of an interception machine towards the end of the year. I mean, you look at the Southern Cal game, Penn State, the biggest plays of the game were arguably in the secondary. The game-changing plays were, in many cases, secondary. They weren't. It's more that than anything else. So I do think that's a factor which is kind of skewing the picture of what people think this team is at the moment.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know, man. A little bit of patience. I bet you this thing changes, and there's going to be reports that these guys are throwing good balls. It's just, I totally understand, though, people recoiling that the first report on the first day wasn't exactly great. And I understand that makes people feel bad, but it's just Miami's not tomorrow. You do have a little runway here.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the team's destiny will be determined by the D-line, the D-line rush. If we could get a pass rush on your elite teams that we're going to play, I think we're good. I think the weakness of the team has always been its ability to get a consistent push and to get a rush. I mean, we get it sometimes, but it's not consistent when you need it. We've started to turn that around, but to me, a championship level team, you've got to have a defense that can break through.
Yeah.
You got to have more than one stud D lineman who can break things up, and we've been scheming that. But I think this year, with Bryce Young and maybe a couple other guys stepping up, you could see the team doing that. And then you looked at the Sugar Bowl, we had a rush. The issue with the Sugar Bowl was they got to our quarterback and we got to theirs. The difference was Riley Leonard could run himself out of and our O-line was getting beat by Georgia. It's just we were beating their line too. We were getting to their quarterback, but the Georgia quarterback was not a run threat like Riley Leonard. And there is the difference with having a guy like Riley Leonard. When everything breaks down and your pass protection collapses, you got to have a guy like him who can run. And so that's, if anything, it's probably a Minchie. Minchie can do that better than Carr, but Carr can still do it. He has a wiggle, but he's not, he's not the runner that Minchie is.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be a telltale sign in the season too. At some point, the protection is going to break down, and you got to make a decision or tuck it, and move the chains.
Yeah, it's man, we'll see. Let's get into this few more days, and I think we'll find our footing here. Anything else on the way out? Thanks for touching base, man. Make it more than once a year.
Yeah, I do. I'll stick with my premise that Notre Dame's path to the title has to be through Ohio State. You can't go around them.
Interesting.
It's an OSU problem, and they're going to be in the way this year, just like they were last year. If we want to win a title, we got to beat them.
There you go.
I feel that in my bones.
Oh, man. Would be the first time since 1936. I'm ready for it, man. Hey, thanks for calling, and have a good weekend. Call again in a couple days or whatever when we see how camp develops.
Okay, will do.
Have a good weekend, man. Thanks for jumping back in. It's been a long, long time. Pat?
For some reason, I got the Lizzo comments in my head.
Pat, is this whole dynamic not the Notre Damiest most Notre Dame thing ever right now? It's so Notre Dame-y, the whole thing.
You know what? In camp, in spring ball, everyone's sitting there saying Angeli's going to be the one to leave. Angeli, get rid of Angeli. We want Carr. And then when fall ball starts, we shouldn't have let Angeli go. Why didn't we get rid of Angeli?
Yeah.
Why is he the one that transferred? We should have kept. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why do people just put themselves in that position to? Like, I just don't get it. And I think, like, I get it. We're fans. We get, psychotic about this stuff, and people get nervous because they see a bad practice report. I'm sure there's tons of bad practice reports around the country right now about starting quarterbacks. I'm sure there's a practice where the Manning kid in Texas is going to throw 3 interceptions. Like, it's wild to me to think. It's like, oh my God, the world is ending because on the first day, CJ Carr threw 3 interceptions and Kenny Minchie didn't look sharp. Like, it's the first day of practice. This is what practice is for. So these kids make these mistakes so we can teach them, so the coaches can teach them. But to my comment there of, like, this is the fact that Freeman has put this team in this position to where this could be one of the best teams that we've seen at Notre Dame since probably 1993. If we could just get a couple pieces put together, it is baffling that people are at the point where they're like, oh my God, our quarterbacks had a bad practice, and it's going to spell doom for us in 5 weeks when we have our first game.
Yeah.
Or 4.5 weeks, whatever. I just, like, take a breath, let them practice, let them learn. If you ask Lou Holtz where games were won, it was in practice. And ask any successful coach. Nick Saban is notorious for his players hating him, which is why he couldn't make it in the NFL, because he ran him so hard in practice. But then once they were all champions and millionaire NFL players, they all loved him. And so that's what is going to happen here. That's what we need to happen here. We need these kids to screw up in practice. We need them to look bad so they can learn from their mistakes. Who's the famous story with Parcell, Bill Parcell, when I think he was coaching the Giants, and Phil Simms left Super Bowl practice thinking he was the worst caller in the NFL, or worst quarterback in the NFL, and he went something like 27 for 28 in the Super Bowl. And it's because of practice. So we're not all Allen Iverson here, people. Practice is important. Let them practice and let them do this stuff. It's incredible. So
yeah, it is just. I mean, I do agree, though. If you still have these reports moving forward for any decent amount of time, then it is a different discussion, but not after day one. That's what I think is fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I have Marcus Freeman. To me, this is my thing. Marcus Freeman has earned my trust to make these decisions. He has. That's why I have completely stepped away from everything. I am not following it like I used to.
Yeah.
Because Marcus Freeman has done things I haven't seen a Notre Dame coach do since Lou Holtz. He is recruiting players at a higher level. He is trying to recruit players that we didn't used to go after. He might not be getting all of them, but he's trying at least. He is winning big games. His team is showing up and playing with confidence. Yes, there's been hiccups in the road. Sure, he's still a young coach. But this team is light years ahead of it than it's been in the last 30 years. So I have utmost confidence in Marcus Freeman, in his coaching staff, in his decision making, and he has earned that. In my eyes, I agree. Everyone's different. People might not feel the same, but he has earned that in my eyes. Therefore, I'm not going to question his decisions. I'm not going to question his decisions until they blow up in his face. I gave Brian Kelly the same respect until he hired Brian Van Gorder.
Yeah.
And then Brian Van Gorder blew up in his face, and that's when Brian Kelly lost me.
Yeah.
And Marcus Freeman gets the same respect. And that's the thing. I am trying to treat it equally. Brian Kelly took Notre Dame to a team. Now, looking back and seeing knowing what I know now, that team was not comparable to this program it is now. But I thought he earned that respect, and I gave it to him, and I didn't question his decisions. And Marcus Freeman is getting the same respect. I am treating the two equally. I'll let Marcus Freeman screw up, and that's when I'm going to change my mind.
Yeah. Do you have a gut instinct inclination of who you want to emerge from the quarterback battle, or are you totally hands off, trust the data and whatever evidence we have, and then get behind whoever it is? Or do you have like a guy you're leaning towards, or you just, whatever they decide, we'll get behind them?
Whoever they decide. I've said it from spring ball when it was Angeli, Carr, and Minchie. I said whoever they go with. I am going to cheer for who they pick. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to cheer for who they choose. And if it's Angeli, if it's Minchie, if it's Carr, that's who I was going to get behind. And I'm not going to. I was never a guy saying someone needed to transfer. I was never a guy saying it's this guy over that guy. I'm not at practice. I'm not in the media window where they get to watch a little bit of the practice. I'm not a part of any of that. I just know what I'm going to be able to watch on TV on August 31st or whatever it is. And then once I see what happens there, I'll react off of that. I'll react off of that. It may require me to come back and second guess the decisions he made, or it may come back and say, look at Marcus Freeman doing it again.
Yeah.
But the comment I saw a comment in a chat about he hired Chris Ash, boom, from SPF. Okay, he hired Chris Ash. How do we know that's a bad hire?
Yeah.
Hey, BVG looked like greatest defensive coordinator of all time when they shut out Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is my point. So many people are willing to write something off with no evidence whatsoever. There is not a single person in this chat who has attended a practice or is close to anybody on the Notre Dame football program to give you definitive information. And I'm pretty sure Marcus's father-in-law isn't in here. So there is nobody in here who knows anything for sure. Everybody was canned at Texas. It wasn't just Ash. The entire coaching staff was canned. The head coach on down. That is not saying anything. And he was in here for one season.
Yeah.
He couldn't save the whole program. Like,
look at that. We had all of this positivity, and then day one, and the defense is going to be horrible, and we have no quarterback. Burn it all down. Why are we even going to do this? Just shut it down. John Tapper, shut it down.
Right. And I get it, John. Like, because essentially what I'm arguing for here is for people not to call into your show and be emotional. And I don't want that for you. So this is good for you.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing that happened to you was the best practice report. Because the practice report came out, Carr and Minchie, it's going to be hard to pick between which one because they're both playing so good. Well, that doesn't do anything for you. So I get it. Like if he's into you, and I'm totally fine with that. I get that, but I still have to be like the sanity play here and be like, people, are you not? If you're behind Marcus Freeman, what are you worried about?
Yeah.
If you are behind Freeman, what are you worried about? That's the question people should be answering to themselves. Do you trust Marcus Freeman? Has Marcus Freeman done enough for you that you are behind him? That if he has, you shouldn't be worried about this. If you still don't trust Marcus Freeman, okay, fine. I'm totally okay. Then say I don't trust Freeman. I think he made a mistake in the quarterback room. That is totally sure. But no, I'm gonna make note of it because I've done this before on people. I'm gonna go back and look to see what other comments have said around things about shit, and then I might come back and put you on the carpet for it.
Yeah, man. I get it. This was the most predictable. Today's show, the way it's going, it was the most predictable thing ever. You knew what it was going to be, and it was just a matter of who was going to run to what corner and how intense. You knew this was how it was going to be.
Yeah, I was so when I saw the report about the interception, I was like, oh man, they're gonna be going nuts, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm happy because that's good for John. But
yeah,
anyways,
I hope we're having a different discussion in a week or so, Pat, and somebody has emerged and the reports are different. And so I don't know. It's day one. Everybody's all worked up. We waited for this forever. I think it's natural to overreact a little bit to the first thing you see when you've been building to this for months. But it's just like, I don't know. Let's wait and see, man. Hey, thanks a lot for the call.
Yeah, talk to you about
Have a good one. Oh, man. We're all over the board, man. We're all over the board. Fun fact, Drew Pine plays at Bowling Green now. Son of a buck, $2 holler. Oh, man. Andrew Gilmore, what's up? You still in Vegas? I think what Freeman did at QB is extremely questionable. This is, oh, boy. Chili's, you're in timeout again, man. It's like your third one of the day. It's getting rough in here. It's getting real rough in here. Let's highlight our second sponsor to start the second hour here. We'll get back to a couple more calls, and then we'll get out of here, and hopefully we'll get a new report here and see what. If you're like me, you've seen inflation eat away at your precious savings and watch the markets go unpredictably wild. This made me look into other ways to gain stable wealth over time. With that in mind, through the Always Irish community, I've been introduced to 7K Metals. 7K is helping everyday people like you and I gain access to real gold and silver, not stocks or paper promises, tangible assets. I've been able to consistently build a portfolio of gold and silver month after month without having to be an expert at all. You could simply sign up and start adding gold and silver to your portfolio every month, which is exactly what I do. I set it up, let it run, and have a little fun. It's about creating stable wealth through gold and silver. I believe in 7K so much, I decided to join as a full member. You get education, wholesale pricing that cannot be beat, easy purchasing, and cash outs with the Sound Money wallet. So if you're ready to take control of your financial future, visit my personal website, alwaysirishgold.com, via the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. You trust me. I trust 7K. Why not join today? This is not a membership. It's a movement. We are back. It is indeed a golden commercial. And you know what I thought of when I was doing this? You know what it makes me think of, you guys? Do you remember Rudolph? If you're like my age or older, the Rudolph was a big deal. Like the claymation Rudolph, the original Rudolph with Burl Ives and all that. I just have a commercial go, silver and gold, silver and Yukon Cornelius. Am I old? Am I the only one that remembers that? Silver and gold, and I got my own website for this. So you ain't going through anybody else. Click it in the description. AlwaysIrishGold.com, man. We're not messing around. Let's take a California call. Adam, what's going on?
Johnny boy, you are dealing with a lot today.
Dude, it's a little much. However, I got to tell you, man, it's a little predictable. Like, I pretty much knew what I was walking into today. And I knew there was going to be a segment of people that were going to really be on the negative end. And anybody that doesn't like Notre Dame is really going to pile on the negative. And then there's other people that were going to be reasonable. What do you think we should take away from the day one report? What do you think?
Absolutely nothing that's going to make you freak out. If you're going to sit here, and when I say you, I mean the general you, and listen to the presser and listen to all the different, nuances that happen within practice or the interceptions or what went right or what went wrong, and make it ruin your day or make you believe that 2025 is either going to be straight up to the top, to the championship, or into the dumpster. You're fooling yourself, and you're fooling yourself into having, either false hopes or having false doubt, because it's day one and you're literally looking at just a little snippet of what it is that they're dealing with. And when I heard that Carr threw 3 interceptions or whatever was happening in practice, I was just like, you know what? Good. Figure it out now. Get all those bumps and those kinks and all the different things that are, going to throw him off or whatever it is out now. And that goes for every single player, every single coach. When we make mistakes, learn from them, figure it out, go to the film room and figure it out, talk about it, figure it out. It's just like, make the adjustments. That's what this is all about. Whether it's football or life, man, this is what it is about. Make the adjustments. So I want him to make those issues or those mistakes now. And same with every single person, whether it's a wideout making a wrong route, running back puts a ball on the ground, the offensive line misses a block or an assignment, and whatever it is, defensive line doesn't switch out. Whatever it is, make those mistakes now, because if you do it now, then the game will be won now for the future.
Yeah, it is. Man, I understand it though. You waited it's like Christmas Eve and you've been waiting all summer to see what it looks like. No one wants to hear anything negative coming out of the first go around. But I just got to think these guys are going to sharpen up quickly and someone will emerge. That, Adam, do you agree with me? The worst thing that can happen here is we get another week or two in and there's no separation. That is where I think legitimate worry should start kicking in. If you get another week and a half down the road, 2 weeks, and nobody's separating, that I think is a problem.
Yes. If you're talking about the quarterback position, I wholeheartedly agree. Because what have I been preaching for the last couple of weeks has been continuity. We need to have that continuity within the huddle, within the sidelines, within everybody just knows their role, knows their niche. They understand what their assignments are going to be. And now everybody, including the coaching staff as well as the players, can sit there and say, okay, now we have all our pieces set. Now let's go and fine tune them, because you want to start doing that as quickly as possible so that you're more just like, lack of a better term, but you're more fine tuned coming up at the start of the season. Yeah. If you look at Texas, obviously, right, they have Arch Manning. They're going to sit there and they're going to say, all right, cool. We're putting in Manning. He's our guy. They're building the continuity now. There is no quarterback controversy or kind of battle going on. And they just know what it is that they're going to do, and they're going to progress forward. That is a great situation to have because of the fact that you can build that team camaraderie and everything. But if we sit here and we keep going another week, another 2 weeks, I mean, now it's like, okay, who is it? And then you have less time to get on the same page, especially at the quarterback position where you have to sit there and get in tune with the center. You guys have to be, the mindset has to be kind of the same. You have to understand one another, have that feel. The same thing with the wideouts, making those breaks, understanding where people, will shimmy out and make that kind of cut, and when to do it. And then how the throw comes, a lot of times for wideouts, they're going to be sitting there and they're going to be looking at the release of the ball and how the ball is released from the quarterback. Well, does Kenny Minchie throw differently than CJ Carr? Yeah, they do. And so you're going to have a different release, different timing, and you need to get that going. So if there was one, kind of point where I would look at this is like, okay, day one, no worries, whatever. Get back out there today, fix the issues, and move forward.
But if I wanted to kind of press on something, it would be, let's start making that decision. Now, what did Marcus Freeman say? He said they are going to decide based upon their play, based upon their consistency level. Well, at what point do the coaches sit there and say, okay, that's enough, that we've seen enough, let's move forward? Because if it is as tight as a battle as we've all been hearing, well, then where are we going with it? I mean, at what point do you make the call? I wonder if they have a deadline date where they're like, hey, by August 5th, we have to have this situated.
Yeah, I wonder
so
that
you
too.
guys go and we'll just let it go.
I wonder too. I think the worst thing that can happen is nobody separates, and then the coaches just have to make a decision.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I like that. Like, I would feel a lot more comfortable if somebody sincerely like rose above and they were clearly gaining momentum. But it's just I understand why your gut reaction is to feel icky after the first day and the reports of the quarterback were not like A quality. I get it, but it's just it's patience versus panic. And I think there's time for a little patience before real worry is justified to settle in. And that's just how I see it.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with that. I mean, I would have the same kind of feeling too if I were sitting there thinking like, okay, God, this is everything, and I've been there, and I do that. I have done that. And I've been that fanatical fan that's like, what do you mean it's not working out? What do you mean there's 3 interceptions? Oh my God, what, and you start like kind of panicking out. But the reality is like, after watching ball for so many years, as we all have, you can understand if you really step back for a minute, the bigger picture, and just to have patience with it and understand that even the better quarterbacks out there right now are throwing interceptions in practice because they're pressing it. They are trying to figure out what the timing is going to be. And not to mention, remember this, it might not have been an interception that was his fault. It could have been the wideout was running the wrong route or, is still trying to learn his position. The running back didn't swoop out right. I mean, whatever it might have been, the tight end took a button hook instead of a curl route. I mean, who knows? But the point is that there were 3 picks thrown, right? And so that's what people are going to focus in on. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're all his fault. If they were his fault, then that's a perfect opportunity for the coaches to do what they do best, and that is coach, mentor, sit them down, teach them, let them understand where they made their mistakes so that they could do it better.
Yeah, it's man, it's really interesting. I gotta think things are going to happen here as you get more into this. I just think it's the natural flow of things that there's going to become some separation and I just got to believe that, man. And the other thing is, how much do you give the credit to the theory? The defense is always ahead of the offense, and we have a really deep athletic secondary, and they're bound to make some plays. But when you say that, everybody's like, oh, you're just saying that to feel better because you don't have a quarterback. So you can't win no matter what way you go.
No, you'll never win, John. No, none of us will, because any argument you make, even if it's the most sound, logical argument, that any jury would sit there and go, yep, absolutely. The jury is a bunch of other fans, and some of them are on your team, and some of them are on, Ohio State or whatever else. And they're going to sit there and they're going to pick you apart, and they're going to say, nah, I don't care. And no matter how logical it sounds, that's not correct. Nope, you're just trying to make yourself feel better. That's a defense mechanism, whatever it might be. So, that's where you just have to have the acceptance that you'll never make everybody happy, even the ones that are on your side, on your team. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. I bet you if we won the national championship, there'd still be 1 or 2 that would have been like, man, could you imagine if that guy didn't fumble though? And you're like, are you serious? Like, come on, buddy. Like, let it roll, let it flow. It's all good. Like, we got the strap. That's what it's about,
Yeah, it's man, but this is the most predictable thing of all time. I'm serious, man. This reaction, I knew exactly what it was going to be today. And I even had in my mind who I think's going to lean on the negative and exaggerate it. And then I knew some people would be like, it's just practice 1. Like, don't worry, like whatever. Yeah. And so it's just, you need to see it improve. And if you don't, then it starts to become a real issue. But I got a feeling these guys are going to get their feet under them and they're going to hit a little rhythm. And like, I believe that. And if I'm wrong, we have a real problem. So I'll admit it when we're there, but we're not there. beginning day 2.
Remember when we were talking earlier this week about opening up the playbook? And I said, we really need to be careful about how much you open it up. You got to remember that there's still, 19, 20-year-old kids. They're still learning all this stuff. And everybody's like, well, they've been under high pressure. And I'm like, yeah, but they haven't been in the game yet. They haven't had that, 80,000, 100,000, fan crowd screaming down their necks. And now it's like 3rd and 9 type of situation deep in the 4th. And so it's just interesting. It's like, this is why you have to practice and you have to do your due diligence and do the study film and do as much as you possibly can to get the timing right, because you have to silence the noise later on. You have to be able to just silence it and, utilize your mechanism of trust within your teammate for the timing and the continuity and all that kind of stuff. So I really hope Marcus Freeman and them, they have a date set. There's a little bit of separation. And if that can happen, great. But if it doesn't, if there is no separation and we do go another week and a half and we still don't know who's at the helm there, man, like that'll be a little spicy. But at the same time, one of my favorite lines of good old Johnny is this: it is so Notre Dame-y.
Oh yeah.
When you say that, when you're like, this is so Notre Dame-y,
yeah,
I'm
100%.
like, it's so true.
Yeah, it is.
It is so true.
And listen, Adam, it's a good thing, though. Everything that happens in Notre Dame's orbit is magnified. Good, bad, or in the middle. Everything this program does is magnified. I knew damn well when I logged in this morning what this was going to be. And I know the narratives that we're going to be competing. Like, it's so predictable. It really, really is. It's just, it's Notre Dame nuance. Goolsby hates it when I say it because it sounds like a cop-out. I always just say Notre Dame nuance. There's a lot of wiggle room in the middle. Everybody wants you to be all over here, all over there. A lot of realities are in the middle. Let's see what happens as we get a few days into this. Anything else on your mind about day 1, Adam? Thanks for calling.
Absolutely, brother. 2 things. Injuries. That's actually for me, that's the one and number one thing I'm always looking for was just was there anything? And there wasn't. But the biggest thing, I don't know if you picked up on it, but he was talking about preventing injuries and talking about nutrition and talking about supplements and talking about understanding the environment as far as if it's an extremely hot day, get out there, get after it to utilize getting that training in. But at the same time, understand you don't want to break them off too much. And you don't want to start getting injuries, up, just kind of stacked up on one another. So last year we were talking about man, is this a Notre Dame thing? Why are there so many injuries? Does it have to do with coaching issues or, are we pressing them too much or what is it? It sounds like to me, just listening to those little snippets, that they have been, focusing in on it and have addressed it and said, okay, we need to make sure that we're preventing them as best as we can. So that was number 1. And then number 2, of course, this is just what happens to me. It's 2:00 in the morning. I wake up and I'm like, God, did they set the 2026 schedule yet? And I started looking it up and yep, there's still only 11 games that have been scheduled. And that 12th one that they usually do with Stanford has not been set yet. So it'll be interesting to see if they choose a different ACC opponent later on. Amazingly, that Stanford's in the ACC. So that'll be interesting, but we did throw Rice up in there. And, it's just interesting to kind of see how the schedules are getting pushed around and take some time. If you guys would look at how we're starting to position it. I think this year will dictate where the other games get played in the following years, meaning we are stacked up in the front with Miami and then Texas A&M, and then it gets kind of weak afterwards, right? There are a lot of games that have not been situated yet with Miami and Florida State and just different teams later on that have not had a selected date for 27, 28, and so forth. And I'm curious if we are successful this year, if that means that they're going to try to position those bigger games in the beginning of the year again in the future. So just food for thought.
Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. And we're going to ride the wave up and down. Every day we get these reports to Miami, we're going to ride the wave up and down, man. Adam, enjoy your weekend. Don't let it stress you out, brother.
Not at all, my man. I'm just hanging 10 out here. You know it.
Oh, yeah. You and Chad. Hang 10, Spicoli. Oh, I have a pizza, brother. 9:01 is coming up. And the last time they called was 3 years ago. A lot has changed in Notre Dame land, 901. What do you make of it? Welcome back.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going very well, my friend. It was early September of 22 the last time you called. What's new?
That's right, man. You remember. That's awesome, dude. I love your show, man. Watched you in Goolsby about a week and a half ago, and good takeaways from that. I guess I'll just jump in and say, no, I'm not overreacting. I think it was maybe not expected, but not bad. Actually, this probably gives me more optimism for the defense to hear names like Tay Johnson and the new zero back there, Devontae Smith and those guys.
Yeah.
And knowing that I hear a lot more aggression, not that it wasn't there already, but hearing that it's still there and new guys coming in, transfer guys. So I think I took that away. It seemed that was a lot better. I wanted to add this with the quarterback situation. I had the chance to be at the spring game and intentionally sat on the first row behind the sideline. And I wanted to see the demeanor of CJ Carr, Kenny Minchie, those types of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're of the fan base and you are particular, forget the data, right? Forget the data. If you were just going by moxie, just going by like the kid that you wanted a particular attitude, it's CJ Carr. That dude would walk off of the field and he was in complete command. He has this energy, this aura about him. No knock on Minchie, just saying what CJ Carr looked like and felt like. There was an intentionality, a focus, a command. He seems to be a lot more aggressive in his play. Even you hear about it yesterday. The throws, he seems to throw guys open. Even in the spring game, you could see that he would throw guys open, whereas Minchie would be more conservative. And maybe that's a dependency upon his legs, that he wants to run and utilize that. So I think about that. If you're a Notre Dame fan and you're saying, hey, which quarterback do I want? If you want Minchie, you're going with Riley Leonard 2.0 with a better arm, but more Riley Leonard 2.0 if you can think about how the coaches would coach him and the play calling would be, you might get that. If you want, I think I heard you and Goolsby talk about it a week ago about Mike Denbrock chomping at the bit, really wanting to let it rip and turn it loose. If that is the case, we're getting CJ Carr. And it may be something to assume this. If they want to go offensive aggressive, they may lean on the side of aggressiveness with CJ Carr because they trust their defense so much. Because if he has a tendency to force something or try to make a throw that might not be there and it turns into an interception, they may be okay with that if they know they got dogs back there on defense that's going to hold up. So something to think about. I thought that was something that I was considering when I'm hearing all the reports coming out. Can I say one last thing?
Yeah, sure.
I guess my one last thing, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I really do feel this, and I don't know what you have to say about any of that, but on this Notre Dame team, and by this team, I'm not talking about just this 2025 season, but everything that's running up into this. This has such a similar feel. If you're a college football fan, this has a similar feel to the 2015 and 2017. The 2015 Georgia team and the 2015 Clemson team and the 2017 Georgia teams, where they couldn't get past the big game. We can't beat Ohio State for 3 years. Clemson couldn't get over the hurdle until they got to us. Georgia couldn't get past Saban, but Kirby and Dabo were building those programs. And then they finally get over for like a 5-6 year run. It really feels like Freeman's got this program heading in that direction. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, that's very interesting to look at those parallels. It really is. And I just think you cannot undersell what a big piece this quarterback piece is. I think even with Ash, you feel like you believe in the talent on that defense a lot and that they're going to be pretty damn good. This quarterback needs to emerge. I don't want the coaching staff to pick. I want one guy to earn this. You know what I mean? There's a big difference there. I want somebody to jump out and take it. Maybe he didn't like that. He gone. Call me again, buddy. How much time you got, buddy? Call me again, buddy, but don't make it every 3 years. That was a really good call. That's hilarious. Right when I was going to say good call again or whatever, he gone. Oh, that's funny to me. You know what else is funny too? Tell me if I'm dreaming. We had a big Always Irish contingent in the presser chat yesterday. Did somebody write, show us your face in the... I swear to God, somebody wrote, show us your face in the Freeman presser from this chat, and it had me rolling over. It had... Show us your face. And the funny part is, the best part about any of this is, if there's no context, you have to be in the in circle to get it. If you would just be like, show us your face. Why would you type that in this press conference? Mark is standing right there. You can see his face. It's the highlight of the press conference. Show us your face. No, I just can't. Show us your face. Somebody else wrote in, Johnny in my lunchbox at work. Man, the culture over here is just, if you got 8 and you're out, laid it out. The culture we built here. And then the funny part is, whenever there's a recruit announcement or Freeman speaks or whatever, all of these same names in my chat are taking over that one. But I just lost it when I said, show us your face. Here's the deal. I'm planning on doing a Saturday Night Live. There's too much crap going on not to. So I am planning on doing a Saturday Night Live. And he's too important to the movement. We will. I'm trying to do a Saturday Night Live. I'll put something out for that. And then me and Jack Sullivan and Mike are also maybe planning to put together a Patreon live behind the paywall tonight. So we're going to do that. ND25 gets you half off on the first month. Come check it out. That's to honor Jack Sullivan coming aboard here, doing all the recruiting with us. Pat's going to Mexico for a week. Good for you. Good for you. Get out of town, baby. Get out of town. Get out of the country. Angela says, I'll call in for the bachelor party. Are we going to have to censor this call? You better make it appropriate, Angela. I don't know what's going to happen. The Thunder down under. All right. We better just end the show. Stay tuned. Look for a link for the link for something tonight. I'm going with Angela on her bachelorette. Yeah, you're the hired help, Pat. You're the hired help. All right. We're getting out of here before this goes in a dark place. I'm out of here. This is it. We're ending it. Look for a link tonight for Patreon, and then I'm planning on a Saturday night special. I love this chat. We're never going to grow up here. We're like, what is it, Peter Pan or whatever? You never grow up or something. Oh, my God. All right. We're out of here.